We begin in Lebanon, where Israeli forces have advanced further north. Israeli Prime Minister Binyamin Netanyahu says they've crossed the Litani River, a key reference point in southern Lebanon, marking the limit of a UN-monitored zone. Despite a ceasefire, Israel and Iran-backed Hezbollah militants have continued to fight for weeks. Netanyahu's latest announcement comes as the U.S. hailed productive talks between Israeli and Lebanese military officials. The two sides are due to continue their peace talks next week, negotiations that are not supported by Hezbollah. Let's take a listen to the Israeli Prime Minister speaking on Friday.
From here, the battle against Hezbollah in the north is being managed, and I must tell you that there are very impressive results. Our forces have crossed the Litani River, and they have moved into the commanding areas. We are also operating in Beirut, in the Bekaa across the entire front, and are hitting Hezbollah head-on. When I say this, it is not just a statement. The brigade commanders are telling me, so are the soldiers. In every encounter with them, every clash, we are both eliminating Hezbollah and causing them to flee.
Well, for the latest, we can cross to Beirut and check in with our correspondent, Renée Davis. Renée, tell us more about what's been happening on the ground.
Yesterday, as you mentioned, Israeli troops moved forward above the buffer zone, and it continued kilometers upwards and crossed the Litani River. Now, this is a huge step in the escalation, as it's not the buffer zone that was established with the ceasefire monitoring committee. Now, clashes were ongoing. Hezbollah is fighting on the ground in southern Lebanon. Now, granted, Hezbollah does not have the military capacity as Israel. However, this is their territory, and they're well-known, very good guerrilla fighters. They have tunnels and secret passages, and they're causing quite a lot of havoc for the Israeli army. I've spoken to people from many villages in southern Lebanon who have told me that clashes are ongoing, that they can't even evacuate because of the severity of the clashes. Rockets and tanks and drones all over the scene. Israel continued to plummet southern Lebanon with air power all throughout the day yesterday, as it has been doing virtually every single day since the all-out war on March 2nd. We had multiple strikes, one of which killed 8 Syrian nationals. We had other strikes around the Nabatea public hospital. So all of this was happening as these supposed security ceasefire talks were also taking place.
And tell us more about those talks, Renée. What's the latest in terms of diplomacy?
The last round of talks, aside from yesterday, was on the 17th of May, and that's when they said that they would continue with security talks yesterday and then political ones in the coming week. So what we know about yesterday is that both military delegations, Lebanon and Israeli, were there. Now, Lebanon insists that the precondition of the ceasefire is that Israel leave southern Lebanon. However, the Israelis say they have a right to defend themselves against Hezbollah, and they will not leave until the group is totally dismantled. In further news, there was reports by local media here through a phone call that was actually announced on the Twitter account, the X account of the Lebanese presidency, that the phone call took place between the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, from the US, and the President of Lebanon, Joseph Aoun. Now, once again, reiterating the same points, Rubio insists that Hezbollah is the main cause of this conflict, and as long as they exist, there will be Israeli presence in southern Lebanon. However, Joseph Aoun insists that this is the Lebanese army's job to dismantle the militia, and Israel must evacuate the premises. So we're seeing all of this going on. This is also creating a deadlock in the US-Iran negotiations, where Iran stands firm that Lebanon be included in the ceasefire agreement, whereas Israel says that there can be a ceasefire agreement between the US and Iran and Israel without including Lebanon and without including Hezbollah. So it's fair to say that there's a lot of anxiety on the ground here today, and we're waiting, and all Lebanese are anxiously waiting for the official outcome of these talks.
Now, we will continue to follow those talks, of course, as they continue next week. Renée, thank you so much, as always, for those updates. That's our correspondent, Renée Davis, reporting there from Beirut.